welcome to this week's episode of NBA 2K TV. Let's get right into it. We have the winners of the first ever NBA 2K20 Shoe Creator Challenge.
That's right. Not only are we going to announce who you voted for, but there is 250,000 BC for stake and a
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Tonight, it'll be the Brooklyn Nets going up against the Dallas Mavericks at their home American Airlines Center. For Dallas, they're a team that no one wants to face right now. With just one loss in the last 10 games, they'll be tough to beat. What a treat we have this evening. Two powerhouse clubs going at it. Kenny, what's going to be the difference maker in this one?
Well, I think these teams will go back and forth, but at the end of the day, I think it's going to be big shots down the stretch.
Yeah, when teams are this close, so much of it comes down to execution. You know, the great teams rarely beat themselves, honey.
And now let's send it down to Kevin Harlan as we approach the tip.
A stunning view of the moon over our broadcast location tonight in Dallas, Texas. Welcome to 2K Sports for another edition of NBA basketball. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and we'll have David Aldridge filling us in from the sideline. DA, take it away.
Well, Kevin Durant said his days of trying to prove himself through basketball are done. He said, walking around with a chip on my shoulder is not my thing. I'm more relaxed than letting these days flow. I'm the best version of me. I don't need to prove who I am. I've been in it for too long. Kevin, this is a guy who is finally comfortable with himself.
All right, thanks, DA. Now we get a chance to check out the seeding out east. 4 games left on the schedule here. You take a look at the Nets. They've done well enough to be in 5th place in the conference so far.
Yeah, I think for the Nets, they've stayed right there, just in sniffing distance of the conference leaders. That's a solid accomplishment at this stage of the season.
You know, I thought maybe they'd have it in them to actually join those leaders this season. But you're right, it's still nice work considering where they are.
So the Nets starting 5. They've got Morris. Deion Waiters is out there with Irving. And it's Durant. And it's Musa in at the 3, the small forward. And for the Mavericks, Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Jalen Brunson out there with Luka Doncic. And it's Finney-Smith in at small forward. And this late in the season, Clark, for non-playoff contending teams, really there's nothing to lose. The pressure is gone. You can let it rip, can't you?
Yeah, there's a freedom that you can play with when you don't have the pressure or the expectation of being a playoff team. And sometimes that allows you to play your best basketball because there is nothing to lose.
Back to Irving. Clock at 6. Wing shot on the way. Porzingis with the rebound. And here's Brunson. Playing Sacramento, he was nearly unstoppable. Doncic outside. Some nice passing here by Dallas. Here's Finney-Smith. Off target with his 3. Now here's Waiters. He's covered closely. The pass to Musa. Now the dish to Durant. Pass to Musa. And on the way from Irving for 3. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. And it's Porzingis with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Dallas Mavericks. Doncic outside. Pass to Kleba. Here's Finney-Smith. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. Brunson with it. Over Waiters. Brunson, no good.
Boy, he's got to be disappointed in the result there. I mean, the defender really didn't make any impact at all.
Now here's Waiters. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against Boston. It's tipped.
You know, I like that Doncic, guys, doesn't back down on defense and tries to make it hard for his opponents.
Over to the left wing. To the middle. Here's Porzingis from inside. And off the glass. That one's good.
And finally, somebody knocks down a shot. This has not been pretty thus far.
Raiders on the wing. Guarded by Doncic. Morris kicks to Irving. After 2 misses to start the game, he's on the board with that shot made.
Yeah, you know, you got to appreciate the speed of Kyrie Irving. I mean, incredible at finding different ways to get to the basket, and he is not afraid of anybody.
Doncic outside. Shoots it up. And Irving pulls it down. And so it's Irving. He brings it up for Brooklyn. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
Well, they made a few key shots, but missed many more. It was a rough night for them offensively.
And you know what? If you're not going to outwork your opposition, then you typically are going to get outplayed.
And so here is Dallas following the bucket by the Nets. Porzingis against Durant. From 13, Porzingis can't hit.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 falling.
Musa with the bucket.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Passes it to Finney-Smith. And it's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here. And let's check out a breakdown. Looking at some stats for Curry.
And the biggest takeaway when you look at his numbers is how good his three-point shooting has been the past 5 games. He's finding the open spots on the perimeter. And when he's getting good looks, boy, he is not missing.
And out of bounds as Brooklyn gains possession.
Well, I think that pass caught him off guard, but he showed us board hands, too.
Brooklyn leading by 4. Guys, they've been getting it done.
They came out with a mission, and they have been tough to stop.
Irving dishes to Waiters. Down low. Stolen. Fast break, Dallas. Here's Doncic. And the layup's good off the glass.
Boy, he's so dangerous in these situations. Doncic just has a good sense for what he needs to do based on the situation. Well, you look at Luka Doncic, and the one skepticism scouts had was his athleticism or lack thereof. And I think he's proven that's not necessary to be a great basketball player. And he's only getting better as he works with NBA trainers.
2 on the clock. Musa can't hit.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
Doncic passes to Kleba. Brunson scanning the floor. The pass to Porzingis. Back to Brunson. Dallas needs to get off a shot. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there. And, you know, you heard about Doncic. Even if he's a step slow, he's always 2 steps ahead with his mental game.
You know, Kevin, that's a great point. Feel, savvy, experience, know-how. You know, he grew up playing against bigger, stronger guys, and that always serves you well as you go forward. So he understands how to create space and anticipate and feel how to get defenders off balance. I mean, he's just a special young player.
And so here is Dallas after Dion Waiters' miss. Here's Finney-Smith. It's good. This game is all even. The Nets have gotten 3 of 8 shots to fall for them here in the first quarter. Now Irving. 20 points for him last game against Boston.
And his scoring is going to get most of the attention, but his rebounding also stood out. He did a lot of glass cleaning in that game.
Here's Musa. He averages about 5 points a game.
You know, he just has not been himself this period. Just too inconsistent up and down at the offensive end.
Pass to Kleba. Doncic right side. Pass to Finney-Smith. Here's Kleba. Doncic outside. No luck that time on the shot that would have put them on top. And Waiters kicks to Irving. Back to Waiters. To end the drought, he takes it up and lays it in. And the Nets lead by 2.
And how's that for a move? The killer crossover. It's a thing of beauty.
And here's Brunson. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Pass to Doncic. Over Waiters. Fader on the way. No good. Shot missing. And Brooklyn will come the other way. And this matchup with Dallas, it's their first meeting of the season.
In their meetings last year, they split the season series. Happens a fair amount between teams from the East and West.
And, you know, when you only see a team twice a year, Greg, it's hard to really get a good understanding of who they are or a good feel for them. And oftentimes, that can lead to a series split.
Mavericks making a switch here. Curry's checked in. Now the pass to Finney-Smith. Back to Curry. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Here's Jerome. Guarded by Doncic. Harris outside. Shot clock at 6. It's good. It's his first shot of the game.
Well, I love to see Joe Harris not settling. Instead, choosing to be opportunistic and mixing up his offensive attack.
Doncic right side. Fades away. Rebound, Brooklyn.
So hard, actually impossible to cut into the lead when you have a guy struggling this badly.
Harris passes to Morris. Here's Jerome. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. And the basket by Harris.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game.
You know, with Dirk Nowitzki retiring last season after a remarkable 21 years with the Mavericks, they are starting afresh, a new era, hoping budding superstar Luka Doncic can carry that mantle, and I think he's off to a great start in doing so.
Let's take a look at the list of players who have been absolutely lighting it up. These are the NBA scoring leaders over the last 10 games. Number 1, Luka Doncic.
Quite a role he's been on. I mean, a pure scoring display. Eventually, teams might find an answer for him, but that's not been the case here lately.
To the middle. They need this one. Kleba with the bucket.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
Jerome passes to Harris. Pass to Bembry. Nets passing it around. Shoots from the high post. No good off the front iron.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backcourt.
And a trend they'd love to continue right through the next 3 quarters as well, Greg.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
Here's Jerome, guarded by Curry. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Huge hole in the defense that possession. He didn't waste any time cutting through it.
On the wing, Doncic. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
And he has definitely been struggling in this quarter.
You know, guys, it seems to me as though he's over anxious. He seems to be pressing, trying too hard, moving too fast. Just needs to calm himself down and wait for good shots.
And Brooklyn has possession. After Luka Doncic's miss, offensive rebound, Morris with the bucket.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
And I say, hey, if it keeps working, go to it. Stay with it. I mean, until the defense responds and provides more resistance, keep making them pay.
Doncic finds Porzingis. Back to Doncic. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Doncic has got his 2nd bucket of the game to go.
Excellent court awareness from the big man there. Porzingis proving to be a reliable passer.
Harris dishes to Morris. Pass to Bembry. Now on the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game. There's 37 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Curry with it. Boy, that win against the Kings. He's another guy who really showed up to play. Doncic against Harris. Passes it to Porzingis. Clock at 4. A floater, and it's good on the way in.
Well, you can't allow Porzingis to get this positioning, guys. I mean, he's too big and skilled, and he showed it there.
Now here is Harris. He gets it up. No good on the last second attempt there. And so the first quarter is in the books. Nets out in front. They're up by 4. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. Kristaps Porzingis grew up in faraway Latvia, but thanks to his brother, developed a passion for the NBA.
My older brother, he was a big fan of NBA always, and he always had pictures of Michael and then Kobe and Shaq, and then we both started watching a lot of NBA highlights. And then later on, 13, 14, Kobe and Powell, you know, I used to watch those guys play a lot.
And Greg, that's something different now for foreign players, isn't it? A lot more exposure to the NBA.
And KP, a fan of the culture. You saw him in cornrows as a kid. I think that helped prepare him for the transition.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And looking at what we've seen so far, guys, from the Nets, what do you think?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Yeah, and it's worked. They've got a clear edge and points in the paint. Now we'll see if they go with a more balanced attack or just keep on pounding it inside.
Doncic and Hardaway at the 2 and the 3. Porzingis is out there with Powell, and it's Curry in at the 1. So that's who Dallas starts the second with. Now here is Harris over Hardaway, and he tries off the glass, but it's no good. Greg, you look at the young Luka Doncic. What impresses you the most right now about his game?
Well, Kevin, you just don't see many players his height who can handle and make step-back threes. Also, his confidence. He came into the league never doubting that he could dominate a game. And don't forget about his brilliance as a passer.
Here's Caruth after Luka Doncic's bucket. And the shot goes in from Caruth.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Curry finds Powell. Outside Hardaway. Now here's Doncic. Defense is right there. Can't connect from 13 feet out. And so it's Harris who will bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets. Only giving up 2 points this quarter. There's the pass to Jerome. And he uses the glass on the layup. Jerome's got the lead up to 6 now for the Nets.
And that's right where they wanted to go with the ball, in rhythm.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Here's Curry. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Curry's got his second bucket of the night.
Boy, like seeing these passes. Doncic has a keen sense for when one of his guys is open, and he gets it to him on time, on target.
Out of bounds, it'll be Mavericks ball.
Take a look here at the numbers for Porzingis. This last month, he's been positively spectacular. 13th in blocks, and he's right up there in the top 20 in scoring. Certainly a force to be reckoned with offensively.
And trying to muscle up shots against him is tough. His body type makes it supremely difficult. Just a dominant rim protector all season. Doncic, no good.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Yeah, still close, but with their tough play on the boards, we're certainly seeing the effort.
Here's Jerome. Pass to Karuch. The Nets need to get a shot off here. Pinson, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Just a quick look now at how the point totals have looked over the last few months for Hardaway.
It's been surprising to me to see him take a little bit of a tumble lately in terms of what he's doing for them offensively. The points just haven't been there for him like they were a few months back. The defenses he's facing have adjusted to him, and he hasn't been able to make his own adjustments.
From 12 feet out. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Well, I tell you what, energy and activity from Hardaway Jr. there, showing you exactly what it takes to keep plays alive.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, one of the things that the NBA has been forward-thinking about is always accepting new ideas. And they've got a bunch of them on the table in recent weeks. A mid-season tournament, a postseason play-in tournament, maybe even reducing the 82-game regular season schedule. Now, all of these would be very bold moves, but Commissioner Adam Silver has always demonstrated a willingness to think outside the box. Kevin?
DA, great assessment, good report. Thank you so much. A lot of guys like to shoot off the dribble, but Clark, there are some that really are better at it, shooting off that catch in the NBA.
Yeah, and who do you have in mind, Kevin? I got a couple of names that I'm thinking about. What about you?
Well, I'm thinking Klay Thompson, because that backcourt is so prolific, and he's been so great at that, and that's kind of been his trademark.
Yeah, it has been. Redick would be another guy.
Yes, another good
I think that would come to mind. And even though he's later in his career now, but Kyle Korver, one of the very best we've had in the league at shooting off the catch. And, you know, even though that shot didn't go down, I like how they got him a wide open look in space there.
Doncic kicks to Curry. KD against Doncic. Trying to break that ice-cold streak, and the layup is good. Doncic has got it all tied up now for the Mavs. Now Irving. He's a player that you can only hope to slow down. He averages nearly 28 points a game. Now here's Durant. And so the ball's out of bounds. Powell touched it last. These players have been dominant on the glass in their last 10 games, leading the NBA in rebounding. Third is Luka Doncic.
When it comes to rebounding, it's been a stupendous stretch for him. He's been using his body and strength so effectively.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Raiders against Doncic. Here's Morris. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
And the rebound and the follow show you what he is all about. Gritty and determined with the soft touch to match.
Now here is Hardaway. He picked up 12 points in their last win against the Kings in Sacramento. And it's out of bounds. The Nets will take it the other way. Now we get a chance to check out the seeding out west. 4 games left on the schedule here. You look at Dallas. They're second in the conference and looking to finish strong heading into the playoffs.
And when I look at Dallas, they must have reached every goal they set for themselves this season. For them to be this high in the standings this late in the season, what an accomplishment.
And I know it took a long time for people around the league to trust their success, but I don't think there's anybody left out there who doesn't think they're for real at this point.
Mavericks trail by 4. Doncic passes to Hardaway. Back to Doncic. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Hardaway. Doncic has got 10 points.
Shots are just flowing from him right now, having a really strong quarter.
Pass to Musa. Back to Irving. Four on the shot clock. Morris outside. Shoots from the elbow. And no good. Trying to use the glass.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Here's Irving. Drops in the layup for 2. Irving's got his second bucket of the night.
I mean, the airtight handle of Irving, just leaving defenders in his dust.
Doncic kicks to Powell. Passes to Curry. Outside Hardaway. From deep. Musa grabs the miss. Nets leading by 4. And Waiters has it in the corner. The pass to Irving. Here's Musa. He's got 6. Waiters on the wing. Over Doncic. Waiters no luck.
I wouldn't say that's exactly his spot now. I mean, and you can see why.
Count that one. Doncic has got 8 here in the quarter.
He's starting to find himself out there now. You know, he's taking much better shots here in the second quarter.
Timeout called the Nets. Since taking over the starting role in 2018, Willie Cauley-Stein has lived up to his draft spot of being number 6, Greg, overall in 2015.
And you knew that a big man like Cauley-Stein would take a few years to develop, but at a legit 7 feet and great length, he is everything you could hope for in a starting center.
Jalen Brunson, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Bembry's checked in for the Nets. Here's Musa. Outside Irving. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Musa. Count it. Musa's got 8 points.
Yeah, that was the 3rd straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Now here's Brunson. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Katie against Hardaway. 2 points. That one goes. And here's Irving. With the teardrop, he lays it in. 6 points for him.
Boy, I tell you, I don't know if there's anybody better than Kyrie Irving close to the basket. He has a great feel for how to score inside.
Powell, the pass to Curry. Kicks to Hardaway. 5 to shoot. Brooklyn with the rebound. Morris has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Irving looking for an opening. Pass to Bembry. He kicks to Morris. And on the way from Irving for 3. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. Dorian Finney-Smith checked in for Hardaway. Then for the Nets, Rodion Kurucs comes in for Markieff Morris. And Harris subbed in for Musa. Mavericks trail by 4. Johnson with it. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Pass to Finney-Smith. Knocked loose and out of bounds as Brooklyn gains possession.
All right, a moment to check out stats for Durant. A wonderful string of games he's put together here lately. Right around 25 points per, just over 3 blocks and 7 rebounds. And the intimidation factor that he possesses with his shot blocking and rim presence, really the backbone of their defense.
Yeah, you know, he's protecting the rim like it's his family. I mean, don't even think about going in there.
Here's Kurucs. He's coming off a 10-point game against Boston. KD against Powell. Back to Irving. From outside the arc. Another miss by Irving.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him. But luckily, his teammates have picked up the slack.
Passes it to Brunson. Curry is inside. Down it goes for his 3rd basket in as many tries.
He's becoming more comfortable and tight. Seth Curry is good at picking his spots from this area.
Irving dishes to Durant. Wide open look. Come on. Nets with the new shot clock. Right side Irving. 5 on the clock. Back to Harris. From deep. It's rebounded by Brunson. And so it's Brunson with it. He brings it up for the Dallas Mavericks. Trailing by 2.
And that's almost automatic anytime he can get the ball in that position.
The Nets shooting 41% from the field in the second quarter up to this point. Now here's Durant. He's coming off a 19-point game against Boston.
Yeah, but you can't talk about his performance without mentioning what he did defensively in terms of shot blocking. He was a force of nature.
Got a hand on it. There's 31 seconds left to play in the first half. Now Brunson. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. So both teams changing it up here. And Brooklyn has possession. Here's KD. Harris inside the line. And the last shot before the buzzer is off.
You look at Porzingis, guys, and I like his versatility, especially on the defensive end where he can guard multiple positions.
It's been all about Luka Doncic for the Dallas Mavericks. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Kevin. Good battle going on tonight. What has been the approach?
Well, we're just trying to pack the paint. Those guys are great. So we're just trying to make them see a few guys, get some deflections, and get some easy baskets.
We can keep it going in the second half. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you back here on our halftime show. Well, we can't see you, but you can see us, but you get it. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. The first quarter for the Mavericks was fairly even. They only had a couple rough stretches, and as the first period came to a close, they had a 4-point deficit. If you look at the second quarter scoring, they had a small edge. They really hung tough as we got close to halftime. Shaq, what's your take on Dallas?
Well, a lot of their points came in transition. They dictated the pace of the game. It was a fast pace. Put the defense back on its heels. I say keep attacking the second half. Do not slow down.
Kenny, how'd you think the Nets were playing?
Well, there was a big spark from the bench in the first half. Sometimes you're hoping for your reserves to come in and just hold court, but they didn't do that. They actually got better.
That about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game. We go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet.
And a great front office in Brooklyn. General Manager Sean Marks taking over in 2016, and he just signed an extension.
And you know, guys, that San Antonio tree has some great branches on it all over the league, and he's one of them. I mean, he's been a player, a coach, has worked in the front office. Marks understands all sides of the basketball business.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. So for Brooklyn now, Dion Waiters is out there with Irving, and it's Durant. Then there's Markieff Morris, and it's Musa in at the 3 spot. And here's Irving. And there's the pass to Waiters. Shot clock at 5. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. And this, now a list of guys who can shoot it as well as they can pass it. The point guards with the highest shooting percentage in the NBA. Kyrie Irving third.
As a point guard, you want to create the best possible shot every trip down the floor. And given the way these guys have shot the ball, it's not a bad idea every now and then for them to go it alone.
Well, you know they're not going to do that, though. I mean, even as deadly as they are from the field, they're always looking to set up their teammates first.
Now here's Waiters. After Luka Doncic's miss, Waiters finds Durant, and Brooklyn turns it over again.
And so far, the story on Luka Doncic. He's been on a tremendous roll since the All-Star break. Second in scoring, second in assists, and he's an elite glass eater, a factor inside among the top 10 in rebounds per game.
And what he's doing right now, carving up defensive schemes at will, second best scorer in the league. It's just a marvelous thing to watch and appreciate. Here's Kleba for the lead over Irving. Dallas again missing.
They have yet to hit a shot, a real slow start here in the second half.
Three-pointer. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over.
And those are the kinds of mistakes that are magnified when we're talking about a game down the stretch.
The Mavericks have gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second half. Now here's Brunson, covered by Irving. Pass to Kleba. Doncic against Waiters. For the lead, Morris with the rebound. Morris has got rebound number 5 here tonight.
Ugly start to the second half. They've missed their first 4. They've got to get on track.
Now here is Irving. 6 points for him. Pass to Musa. On the wing, Irving. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. Dallas shooting pretty well at 46% from the floor. Johnson with it. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock. Brunson's got the lead up to 2 now for the Mavs. Outside Irving. Waiters outside. Softly drops in the floater. Waiters got his second basket of the night.
Boy, that was a sweet-looking teardrop. There's very little defense for that.
Doncic kicks to Finney-Smith. Now here's Porzingis. He seems to always be finding ways to score, averaging around 23.5 points a game. Now here's Brunson. He's guarded closely. The Nets have gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. For the lead. And the layup good by Irving. Irving's got 8 points.
And guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
Doncic passes to Porzingis. And out of bounds as Brooklyn gains possession.
Boy, you look at how tall Porzingis is. He's 7'3", and you add in his skill level. That's a unique combination. No wonder they call him the unicorn. He is unique.
Tim Hardaway Jr.'s checked in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Now here's Irving. 8 points for him. He dishes it to KD. To the wing on the left. Here's Musa. Fires it up. It's rebounded by Porzingis. Porzingis has got his 5th rebound in this one. And Clark, the advantage of height, well known in basketball, but some have wondered if Porzingis is almost too tall.
Well, you know, there's a concern because he's had a significant injury early in his career, and his frame is really long, which makes you a little more susceptible to injuries. But I think KP has worked diligently to add strength and improve his body. Only time will tell if he's able to stand up to a long, productive NBA career.
Here's Musa. He tries for 3. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. And so here is Dallas. And Morris has got the ball here for the Nets. They've only allowed 2 points so far here in the second half. Mavericks trailed by 4. Doncic outside. Trying to get something going. He takes it up and lays it in. Doncic has got 14.
Well, you look at Luka Doncic, and it's clear. He's got the entire package, a full repertoire, especially at the offensive end.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn.
You know, guys, the Dallas Mavericks with the longest active sellout streak of any pro basketball team. You can put sellout in quotes because they actually give a lot of tickets away to schools and community service groups to make sure that building is full.
Andre Bembry's checked in for the Nets. Brooklyn's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. You know, Clark, the Mavericks making their games accessible to Dallas fans, much more concerned with the packed house and the revenue at the gate.
Yeah, and I like that philosophy, guys. I mean, building their future fan base. Those fans will be around for a while. Giving young people a chance to become Mavericks fans for life. And you start early, and it pays dividends down the road usually.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
Now Hardaway. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. Just 5 to shoot. From deep three-point range, Bembry with the rebound.
He missed that one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-up.
Well, that looked to me, guys, like a heat check. It was maybe a step out of his range.
The Mavericks have gone just 25% from the field here in the second half. They're 2 of 8. And here's Brunson. And he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game. Now here's Brunson. Doncic outside. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off his shot. 24-second violation.
Looking now at some numbers for Kyrie Irving. The last 10 or so games, he has been remarkable, putting up about 24 points per, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. And you talk about guys who just have a nose for putting up points. He is one of them.
Yeah, he sure is, and he rarely has back-to-back bad games. If he has an off night, he usually follows that up with a big night.
Up top, Morris. 6 points for him. Here's Musa. Guarded by Hardaway. Count that one.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Brunson with it. Passes it to Doncic. Rebound, Brooklyn. KD's got his 5th rebound in this one.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
Here's Musa, guarded by Doncic. Outside Irving. Shoots over Brunson. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
And the mid-range shot of Irving is impressive. He has wonderful form with that shot.
Outside, Porzingis. And again, Dallas turns it over. The 2K leaderboard shows us who the top assist men have been since the All-Star break. Second, Luka Doncic.
Wow, he's taken his passing to a whole new level. His court awareness has really improved as we've gotten deeper into the season.
Now a timeout call by Brooklyn. Mark, we have seen so many great players in the history of this terrific game, but in your mind, who's the best who have never won an MVP?
Wow, you think about some of the names on that list recently, or not too long ago. Patrick Ewing, Scottie Pippen, same era. How about going back to John Havlicek, a former Buckeye and all-time great with the Celtics. Elgin Baylor, one of the first high-flying forwards that I recall, one of those really creative, do-it-all type forwards. Jerry West and Dwayne Wade, right in that mix too, man. Those are some lofty names that didn't get an MVP.
A different look for Dallas. Willie Cauley-Stein comes in for Maxi Kleber, and Curry subbed in for Jalen Brunson. Here's Jerome. Harris outside. Now the pass to Bembry. And there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for Brooklyn.
They've been penetrating with a certain amount of ease, guys, just as much in this half as the first.
Another thing they've done tonight is work the ball into the paint for plenty of those close range points. You got to have those.
And he might not be a household name just yet, but Joe Harris is one of the game's true dead-eye marksmen. You can make the case he's the most underrated shooter in the league.
Lays it up off the glass. Harris has got the lead up to 9 now for the Nets.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Maybe not the most famous beard in the league, but Joe Harris's beard last year, Greg, drawing some notice in the NBA.
The lumberjack look belying his feathery touch. Good size and strength, enabling him to play the small forward position when needed.
Pocket 2. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Curry.
Well, a lot of tough teams in this league. Here's where Brooklyn sits right now.
And you talk about their points off turnovers. A great combination of offense and defense. Really a blitzing style on both ends of the floor.
The Nets on offense. They've got a 13-2 run going. Here's Jerome. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. And now an 11-point Nets lead.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Porzingis finds Hardaway. Now Doncic. Outside Hardaway. Here's Porzingis. The offensive rebound. 1:44 left to play in the third. Hardaway against Harris. Pass to Jerome. Out to Morris. Here's Jerome. Yep, it counts. Jerome's got 4 points in the quarter.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Well, the defensive rotations, Greg, have been a step slow, and it's really helped them get that ball inside time after time.
And the Mavericks call time here.
Yeah, and his shot selection, iffy at best tonight. A lot of forced, contested shots this game. He'll be lucky if he just gets a talking to here instead of a ticket to the bench.
Making a switch here. Powell's checked in, and the Nets making a change here as well. Vincent's checked in, and so Curry will bring it up for the Mavericks. It's a 13-point game. Doncic outside. Back to Curry. Dallas, no good that time either.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it. Gritty and rough. But that's how you win games.
Here's Jerome. This is the most they've led by 13 points. For 3, Harris. The shot missing. And it's Dallas the other way. And at home for the next game, it'll be Detroit pulling into town. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand. There's 31 seconds left to play in the third. Here's Doncic. And it's out of bounds. The Nets will take it the other way. Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for Dallas. Waiters, he's checked in for Brooklyn. And here's Brooklyn. What a stretch they've got going here. 17-2. Now here is Harris. 7 points in the game. From deep. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Nets lead by 13. And fourth quarter basketball will be coming your way on 2K Sports right after this.
Ran up on him. I ain't say nothing for me. I don't really give a...
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. Nets leading by 13. Curry and Doncic, the guard pair. Powell is out there with Willie Cauley-Stein. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3. That's the lineup out there for the Mavericks.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Mavericks shooting around 40% from the floor here. Curry kicks to Powell. Pass to Cauley-Stein. Doncic feeling it out. Passes to Finney-Smith. 6 to shoot. Now Curry. Misses the step-back jump shot.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Now here is Harris. Over Curry. Harris misses.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
There's the pass to Doncic. To the paint. Here's Powell. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Powell's got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for the Mavs. Nets leading by 11. Waiters passes to Pinson. Fourth quarter now. We're about a minute and a half in. And the basket by Karuch.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
You know, he should be getting extra attention from the defense, not less.
Here's Finney-Smith. And here is Doncic. Shot on the wing. Here's Cauley-Stein, and there's the bucket. Stay with it on the offensive glass, getting it done.
And with his vertical reach, you expect Cauley-Stein to be a factor on the offensive glass.
The Nets shooting at 46%, making some buckets. Waiters dishes to Harris. Inside, here's Morris. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Morris has got the lead up to 13 now for the Nets.
Harris makes opponents pay in the pick and roll, guys, because he's an effective passer with tight handles.
Doncic outside. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. And so here is Dallas. Curry kicks to Doncic. Curry passes to Doncic. Clock at 6. Now here's Cauley-Stein. From the arc. That shot off the mark.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Here's Pinson. Guarded by Powell. Pinson passes to Karuch. Pass to Harris. From deep three-point range. Let's keep it alive. Here's Karuch. Banked in off the glass. And the Nets lead by 15.
There he is, beasting on the glass, converting the opportunity, trying to put this game away.
Well, he enjoys deflating the opposition with those extra possessions.
Now here's Curry. The shot from the low post is good.
And the shooting has really been there for him today, but he may have to take it upon himself to continue to carry this team and try and get out of this hole.
Waiters outside. Pass to Pinson. An easy 2 points on the layup.
Good, solid execution inside. That's exactly the look you want.
Mavericks trail by 15. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions
Right now, they need a basket.
Curry attacking. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Doncic has got 3 assists now in this one. Nets have gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the fourth. A pretty nice efficiency there. Waiters passes to Harris. And it's a defensive 3-second violation.
What's up?
And Clark, when you think back to your playing days in high school, what memories come to mind?
Well, just the fun of being able to have success all 4 years I was at St. Joseph High School in Cleveland, the way the city rallied around us my senior year when we had a chance to play for a state championship. Unfortunately came up short. The teammates and coaches and teachers that I had a chance to enjoy those 4 years with, all really fond, special memories for me.
And season 4 for Coach Kenny Atkinson with the Nets. You got to be impressed with the job he's done in Brooklyn.
Yeah, you know, Kenny is a hard worker. He's a bit of a grinder if you were trying to term what category he might fit into. And you see that in his team. And, you know, he admits it. He's getting better just like his players are. And that's a great, great statement because we're all hopefully getting better as we move forward.
Here's Musa, and it's good. 2 points. And the Nets lead by 16.
And defensively, they're on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Back to Porzingis. Pass to Brunson. Lets it go. They get it back. Doncic. And they convert it last on attempt number 3.
Well, you look at Doncic, so confident, even from this area. He knows he can make it happen.
Here's Pinson. The pass to Musa. Durant with it. Got a piece of it. Here's Finney-Smith to the inside. It'll go, and the Nets lead is cut down to just 12 points with the basket from Porzingis. For Brooklyn, they've gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. Here's Pinson. Dishes it to Durant. Out of bounds. It'll be Mavericks ball. And the Nets making a change here. Irving's checked in. Here's Doncic. Now here's Brunson. Just 5 on the clock. Pass to Finney-Smith. Here's Porzingis. Rebounded by the Nets. Waiters surveying the D. Pass to Irving. Waiters outside. Passes it to Durant. And they pick up 2. Durant's got his first 2 points of the night.
Yeah, you look at the way Kevin Durant releases it so high, makes it hard to block, which is why he's such an efficient inside scorer.
Now here's Porzingis. The pass to Doncic. Pass to Brunson. High post shot. And he overshot that one, missing.
Yeah, that's another miss for him. They're behind in this game largely because he shot so poorly.
Shots good by Waiters.
And a nice spark for their offense here in the second half. Now above 50% for the game.
And, you know, guys, that kind of offensive efficiency really keeps a lot of pressure on the opponent, and that's part of why the lead is what it is.
Here's Brunson. Dion Waiters making his last shot. Pass to Morris. Back to Irving. Passes it to KD. Here's the three. It's rebounded by Dallas. Doncic has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And Kleba out top of the key. Brunson finds Doncic. Back to Brunson. Floats one. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Doncic has got 4 assists now tonight.
Capable of running the offense. Doncic, fantastic at getting his teammates involved.
Now here's Waiters. And the pass to Morris. Left side Durant. And again, it's Brooklyn converting.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Here's Porzingis. Doncic outside. Back to Porzingis. Over Morris. And he can't bank that one in. And it's Irving with the ball for Brooklyn. 16-point lead, the largest margin in the game. Pass to Musa. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. There's a check in for Musa. Now here's Brunson, covered by Irving. Brunson kicks to Kleba. Here's Finney-Smith, guarded by Harris. And he makes that one. 1:44 left in the game. Now Irving. Pass to Durant. Hey, Clark, the NBA moved the presentation of the MVP award to after the conclusion of the finals. Do you like that?
Yes and no. I think you have 2 separate awards. You could have a playoff MVP or a finals MVP, which we have. And then you have a regular season MVP. The MVP is for the body of work done during the regular season. So I think there should be a clear separation between the two, quite honestly. So, no, I don't like it.
At least you're honest, Clark. The Nets have gone 8 of 13 from the field since the start of the 4th, sinking the majority of their shots.
And so only one team answered the bell tonight, guys. Not a monster blowout by any means, but still a double-digit victory for the Nets.
Their hard work on the glass paid off.
I tell you what, they're both excellent rebounding teams, and it was a tough battle underneath all game. And I think ultimately that earned the W.
And so checking out their season record, this game will become their 45th win.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
It sure is. It's just a 2-gamer since they're in opposite conferences, and you can bet they'll take the same approach right into game 2 that they had tonight.
And a great team effort tonight, helped in large part with contributions, and the nice night it ended up being for Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, and he was relentless, nonstop energy. I mean, he just never slowed down or turned off.
Well, this one is winding down now. Brooklyn can watch the clock run out. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much, Kyrie. Nice win tonight. What was your thought process coming into the game?
You know, I was just going out there trying to compete on every play, trying to play as much defense as possible. You know, just sticking to our game plan. We had a game plan going in and we executed.
Got it done at both ends of the floor, Kyrie. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long.
actually, okay, so we got 2 players in the All-NBA 13. Rookie of the Year, Sixth Man of the Year, Dennis Schroeder, Kawhi Leonard, and Defensive Player of the Year. Luka Doncic, Most Improved. Mike Budenholzer, Coach of the Year. We didn't really make the All-NBA. We didn't have anybody on the All-NBA first nor second team. But Gary Payton actually made the All-NBA second team. But good news out of that is we had Kyrie and KD actually in the All-NBA third team. Good thing though. Gary Payton also making the All-Defensive First team. We have nobody on the All-Defensive Second team. Pretty much, literally nobody on the all rookie team. Nor the All-NBA on second team. And by looking at it, we are the 5th seed. Okay, let's actually look at the playoff picture. Actually, playoff picture actually looks like Milwaukee. The Bucks are the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference, and then the Lakers are the #1 seed in the Western Conference. So by a preview. Let's see. Milwaukee will go up against Boston in the first round. We will be playing Toronto in the first round. Pittsburgh Pittsburgh will face Cleveland, and then Philadelphia will go up against Boston. As for the Western Conference, the Lakers will go up against the Suns. The Grizzlies will battle the Seattle SuperSonics. The Clippers will battle the Oklahoma City Thunder, and then we got Dallas going up against Golden State in the first round. What's more pretty much shocking is two of the expansion franchise teams are basically gonna end. Two of the expansion franchise two of the expansion franchise team. Two of the expansion franchises are basically in the playoffs. The Seattle SuperSonics are in, and so is the as we end up as the 5th seed, while the Force will end up as the 3rd seed. I'll be streaming. I'll be streaming the entire run.
Alright. You want something from O's?
Sure. Nachos.
Nachos?
Yeah.
Anything in particular that you want with it? Or you want everything to come with it?
What is it?
It says build the nachos of your dreams.
Okay.
Hey, on Facebook, change your profile picture to a black screen. Everybody doing that supports Black Lives Matter. Everybody's doing that for Blackout Tuesday.
Movies. You don't like beans?
Bubba don't like beans? Man, got booty. You heard Mama getting an iPhone?
Yeah.
Bullshit. She joined the bullshit crew. We're gonna have to get our Apple Watch and stuff to go with it. You want an iPhone now that Mama getting one? You want one now that Mama getting one?
I probably would rather get a iPod Touch.
iPod Touch?
Yeah.
Chill, Mama let you one. Hey, Mama.
What?
I asked Bubba if he wanted an iPhone. He said, I'd rather get an iPod Touch. If you get the iPod, you may as well get something you can call.
I gotta get some.
That's the iPod Touch. All you can do is just call people. That's the only difference.
Oh.
But you can call people with iPod Touch with Wi-Fi.
Gotta get some wash about, gotta get in here and make this room smell. Okay.
His room will smell like a man's room.
Yeah, that's the problem. All them clothes all stacked up.
He got washing powder right here.
Y'all got enough washing powder and ain't
Lettuce.
We don't know if y'all can use that. Can you use that kind?
Queso. Queso. No free chips also.
iPod Touches, they're not expensive, but this one is about $800.